So I still think school's stupid, and a teacher tried to flame me today. And I got a lot more shit to say about school. Plus, I was thinking about making this video anyways and making more parts to this. So, welcome to School is Stupid Part 2.
Bitch, I'm going up nowadays. Niggas gotta pay money to talk to Christian. And I just had to talk with my mama. She said she don't like me cussing, cause it's so explicit. And I just had to talk with my shorty. She said she gon' kill me if I talk to other bitches. And I just had to talk with the ops. If you speak on my name one more time, you gon' end up missing.
So I've been going to school for like 13 years now, and I'm gonna be real with you, I never liked it. But let's keep it real about the part that there's fun parts too. Like, I can sit here and talk about everything that's bad about school and basically just diss the school system, but that just wouldn't be fair, since there's also good parts about going to school. I mean, to be honest, there's a positive side in literally everything. I mean, let's take war as an example. A thing where people die for like a fight over anything. Like, it's pretty fucked up because people are dying and not from natural causes. It's because there are people fighting for whatever reason the war started. But even in a situation that dark, there's still plus sides. There's still plus sides to it, which is fucked up, but it is true. Like, war can serve as a correction of injustice, which basically just means that, like, if you have like a corrupt government or shit like that, you can't really do anything legally about it because the whole government's corrupt. What are you gonna do? Sue them? Like, you can't do anything. And then if that, like, in that kind of situation, it breaks out into war, that can like kind of fix the government because they'll probably not be alive or have to listen to the people so that they stop the war. War can also strengthen the economy because it like gives more jobs and shit to people, and it's really good for like manufacturing in general, but specifically like ammo and weapons for like obvious reasons because they use it in the war, and that also directly helps the economy of the country. But then again, they also get bombed, but that's negative again. Point is, there's positive sides to everything, and that's a very dark topic, so I can definitely think of some positive things for school. But anyways, you get the point. And since I'm 100% sure that some of my teachers watch my videos now, either because they just told me or because they quoted me on something or talked to me about something that I never told them because I don't talk to them usually. Yeah, don't do that. It's weird. Don't stop. So since I know that, I'll even give some constructive criticism and tips on how I think even the smallest change in one person's classroom, obviously it won't change the whole school system, but it can change like a student's day, and maybe that will like kind of make it better, you know, because like changing the whole school system is not my goal because, you know, it's kind of impossible. Let's not say impossible, but like with the resources I have right now, it's pretty much impossible. But yeah, that's not my goal. I just you know, want to just talk about it from like a student's perspective, which might be interesting for parents. Students might relate with it or not. Teachers to like see how kids think. You get the point. Or just get salty about the fact that you don't agree with something a student says and, you know, just be mad about it and then try to get at me in class because that's the only place you will actually have power in the whole world, and you can actually have the authority to tell people to shut up, or otherwise they'll get consequences, so you'll feel like the shit for a minute. Because yeah, you're the adult, like, you guys are children, y'all should listen to me, y'all should respect me, even though I don't give a fuck about you guys. If you're one of those like last type of teachers and you're watching this, do me a favor. If you want to quote some shit that I said to try to embarrass me in front of the class, at least get the quote right, and don't put words in my mouth for the convenience of your plot of the story that is not true. And don't tell me to shut up if I try to correct you, because if you really know you have such a good point, then you should be able to get an argument back at me, but clearly you can't. I mean, damn, like, really trying to flame me in front of a whole class and you can't even base your shit on facts? It's kind of clownery, man. It's kind of clownery. Anyways, I'm gonna stop throwing shade. Like, let's just go into the next part. You know what I'm talking about, by the way. I hope you're watching this. I love you. You're a great teacher. Please retire.
Told you Namiko response. Either way, I'm Piccolo, holding inside my heart, cause depression took my soul, and I've been fighting with the reaper, meditating with these spirits, got me seeing deeper.
Alright, so I could talk about like school and the school system in general like I did last time, but I think it's more fair if I actually talk about the school I've been going to for like 4 years now. And that's mainly because, you know, I have first-hand experience in going to the school. So then I was wondering, what is the goal of high school specifically? So then like we narrowed down again to make it like more simple. And then I found out that my school actually has like a tab on their site called like vision/goals. So I took the points from there. I'll tell you what it is. This is what you would learn from going to my school according to their website. And I'm gonna read it because some of the words and sentences are hard and I don't feel like studying them from the top of my head. Number one is to be independent, and the second one is to have extensive knowledge and skills that make further education and higher education anywhere in the world successful. I don't think that's English. To have extensive knowledge and skills that make further education, like after high school, easier anywhere in the world. To act from an open view of man and the world that is inspired by Christian values. To look beyond your own borders. To look for connections, not differences. To do your own research and look critically at your own behavior. Not to be quick to judge. Not to be quick to judge. I'm gonna leave my school name out of this since I don't feel like my goal isn't to flame them, but that's what my school got under sight. And even though those points sound very vague to me and kind of open to your own interpretation and can mean kind of different things to anyone, I mean, in theory, after 5-6 years of going to a school, if they can teach you these things, I guess that's cool, right? Like, I mean, in theory, that doesn't sound that bad. I don't know if you need 5 to 6 years for that, but I mean, it doesn't sound that bad. But here's the issue for me. In the last 4 years, I've always gotten in trouble for wanting to do certain things in my own way. That's not the exact way the teacher described that you should do it, even though we end up at the same goal. They don't allow me to do that shit, and I even got in trouble for it. But then one of your point is that you want me to be independent. So many times I've had teachers that just refuse to do the bare minimum of their job and just explain something when you ask them something, or just straight up don't like a certain student and just treat them differently from the rest just because they can, and just straight up be mean and even childish, then use their power to make them shut up, not have them be in trouble, and even getting those kids in trouble purely because they don't like them. But then us students are expected to act from an open view for man in the world that's inspired by Christian values. Also, I'm not even going to talk about the Christian values part since that's going to take way too long, but I just want to say that I haven't gotten any feeling of any type of Christian values while I've been going to the school. But that's not my biggest problem. My biggest problem is that the main goal for school in general, so this school too, should be to prepare students/kids for the future, right? Like for what they want to become, what they want to be. But how can a school expect that they're preparing students for the future when they treat every single student the same way, even though they're all different people, their brain work differently, they have different goals, like different things, have way different ways of learning, but you still try to stuff the same way that you think is good for them in their throat, and then say, well, at least you're independent now. Well, at least we taught you how to be nice and be critical of yourself. If you really want the best for students, then why do you try to use a certain blueprint for every single student instead of listening to them and trying to understand how we can help you the best, or we can work together the best? Right? And then at the end of the day, you would be actually helping these people do the thing they want to do with their future instead of just listing it as a nice bullet point on your website. Alright, so I promise I'll get to the positive parts too, but before I go there, I want to talk about getting in trouble and how the rules just don't really seem to count for teachers. Let me give you an example. Like, at the beginning of March-ish, some of my friends had the bright idea to shave their heads bald, and we decided to do it at school. So that day, we had PE. So we asked the teacher if we were allowed to do it. We had to do something for a grade, so we asked if we could do the thing for the grade right away, because normally you have like the whole class to practice. But we asked if we could do it right away so we could shave their heads, and he was cool with it. He told us we could do it. Matter of fact, we even did it like really close to him, like he saw it happen. So basically, my friends went to PE class with her and came back bald, right? Which was pretty funny in my opinion, and I think a lot of people also thought it was funny because when we got back to school, a bunch of people like circled around us. But apparently, some teachers didn't think it was funny at all, and they got called to the principal's office. And after interrogating them one by one, because they were trying to find a deeper meaning into why people shave their heads at school, instead of just seeing it as just some kids making a joke and like just trying something, they decided that cleaning the PE room as a punishment would be enough for shaving your head. And just for the record, all the hair that fell when they had shaved like their hair was already clean. We all put it in a trash can, threw it away. It was completely clean, but they still had to clean it because the school still wanted to make a point. And as I've also said at the beginning of this, the PE teacher allowed them to do this. It was still seen as the students' fault that they shaved their heads during a class where the teacher said it's okay for them to do it. That's still their fault, man. There's no way you're shaving your head at school. You're hurting so many people with that. You better get in trouble, right? But then also laugh and take pictures of them before they go and actually do the cleaning, because you did think it was funny, and we both know that you did. But you had to make a point and make a big deal out of it, because I mean, it's such an unacceptable thing that some dudes shave their heads, and it can't be funny at all, right? Yeah. Oh, and just for the record, the teacher didn't get in trouble. And then more recently, our school had a fan page, as I like to call it, posted pictures of her gross ass bathrooms and talk shit about certain teachers. And A lot of the things they said were true. I read some of them. I would put a picture on screen right now, but the account doesn't exist anymore, I think, because I searched their name and it doesn't pop up, or they blocked me, but I don't see why they would. So I'm guessing it got deleted. You might be wondering, why would they delete their account, right? Well, my school decided to send a letter, like basically just a threat to those students and anyone who followed them, that they were contacting the police because what they did was unacceptable. Yeah, that was our school's way of dealing with an anonymous Instagram account of some students that give their opinion about some teachers and show pictures of a really gross bathrooms. Multiple. There were a lot of pictures, but the account's gone. I kind of like that account. I don't like the fact that they made him look down. I like that account. I personally think sending that letter to every single student of the school, by the way, was very unnecessary on the school's part. And the fact that they threatened the people that own an anonymous Instagram account that just talks about problems that are in the school that are actual problems by getting the police involved and basically scaring these people to take the account down just because they can't deal with negative feedback and don't want to believe that certain things said on the account were true, really shows how our school deals with any type of negative feedback. Alright, so I felt like standing up straight for the last part of this video. Why? I don't know. I just felt like it. But this is the part that hopefully most teachers will like, aka the part where I talk about positive stuff. So I got a whole 3 tips for you guys. If I make another video, I'll give you more, but this time I only got 3. Deal with it. Number 1, listen to students. Sounds logical, but a lot of teachers don't seem to do it that much. So I think that if you feel like you don't really have a connection with your class, or you think you can do better, or even if you're just doing fine but you think, yeah, why not try something new, next time a student talks to you and it kind of sounds like bullshit and you're like, man, this takes too long, just hear them out. Like, maybe you can like take something out of it that's like true. Like, there's usually like a little part of truth in most things kids say. Second one is, when a kid asks you a question, don't be that teacher that tells you to go back to read the book, because I understand that you're trying to make them independent and like smart and whatever the hell and be able to like take the answers out themselves. But usually when a student comes up to you and asks you about something, it's because they really don't get it, and it's not because they love talking to you that much. And third of all, try to really get kids to understand stuff. And what I mean by that is mainly, like, I noticed that a lot of the time teachers do this thing where they just explain it how it's supposed to be explained, right? Like, that's it. That's all, the only way they explain it. But instead of sticking to that line and sticking to that, okay, this is how it is, if you notice that a kid is not understanding it, you can go out of your way and try to be a little creative with it. Now that's the 3 tips I got for you guys. Again, the point of this video wasn't to like bully my school. Yeah, I'm also not going to give the name of my school for that exact same reason, because I don't need you guys to flame them. Also, since the teacher really felt like pointing that out in the class, I never said that I'm perfect. I can definitely do more effort and just do this cool shit. And I'm also not trying to be no public hero or whatever by making these videos. I just like making videos, and since it's not really appreciated when I give my opinion at school, this is the way I like to give my opinions about stuff, because my channel is just an outlet for me, and it's not my way to try to be some kind of like cool kid or whatever the hell, because I don't care about being cool, because like what do I get from that? Now I want to thank you guys for watching this video. Like the video, subscribe, means a lot to me. Thank you guys for 1K subscribers. I haven't said that in a video yet, so now I did. Thank you guys. Thanks. Patreon, link in the description. It's basically like OnlyFans, but I'm not naked, and you get extra content, and you help me be able to afford like a bigger camera, more lenses, blah blah blah. You get the deal. And hope you enjoyed the video. Watch something on the screen, and peace out. Oh, by the way, shout out to Adam. He's on this song that you're about to hear. I don't hate school at all.
Damn, that's crazy. I gotta comment at that shit, I'm brazy. Dudes giving bread in the bed, they go crazy. That be disgusted, I'm lazy. I don't really do some second hand. I was thinking that's some chicken and I'm back at that. Look at my diamond shining, they go crazy now. Thinking about stopping now, but I'm kidding. No dig, I ain't with it. I can give crazy blowjobs, but I didn't. Oh shit, bro, I think I'm done.
Bro, who you giving blowjobs on? That shit sounds hella gay, but I mean, I guess I can throw another verse in there or whatever. Get shit rocked like a Brooklyn. Hey, keep my name out your mouth if you wanna live. Yeah, your girl wanna smoke, so I'll pass it a split. Nigga, I don't even know you. This ain't a diss. This ain't a diss. If you really wanna fight, then throw up your fist. Square the fuck up, nigga. Psych, I don't like to fight, so